Etsy just announced a new AI-driven feature to help customers find gifts for their friends and loved ones. All the customer has to do is put in some basic information, and Etsy's gift recommendation tool will give them recommendations for Etsy listings that match with their gift recipient. All right, what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna take a look at some recommendations that Etsy actually just posted to the seller forum about how to make your listings show up as good potential gifts. Because these recommendations actually apply to pretty much any listing you're creating, regardless of whether you're intending it to be a gift item or not. They're just good general practices. So we'll go through what Etsy recommended. We'll also talk about anything else you might be able to do to make sure that your listings are at least being considered by Etsy's AI gift recommendation tool. All right, so this video shouldn't be too long. I just wanted to take a second and talk through how we as print-on-demand sellers kind of fit into this new gift mode feature that Etsy is launching. Now, if you haven't seen any information about this new gift mode feature yet, I recommend checking out the link I put in the description of this video. I'm gonna link to this page where Etsy announced this new feature, and you can watch a quick video demonstration of what it's gonna look like for the customer and how it works. Basically, this is gonna be an AI-based way for customers to do a smarter search. So instead of just doing some basic keyword matching, this is going to be able to take into account multiple variables based on their prompts and inputs, and then recommend gifts for the individual they're shopping for. I do want to call out one detail in this article, which states that at launch, the gift mode will be available to shoppers in the United States, the UK, Canada, and Australia, and will only be available in English, but they do plan on expanding this in the future. So depending on when you are seeing this video, it may or may not be available yet in your country. What I want to focus on in this video is what we can do to make sure our listings are getting recommended in this new gift mode search. And they actually linked a second article at the bottom of this announcement. So that's what we're going to take a look at. We are going to hop over to this article in the Seller Handbook, which was just posted on January 24th, 2024. And it's called Checklist Optimizing Your Listings for Gifting on Etsy. I do recommend checking this out for yourself, and there is a link to it in the description. The first section here of this article talks about getting found, and so this definitely is applicable for us, so I encourage you to pay attention to these tips. The first recommendation is to add a shop section for your most giftable items. So basically, instead of only having shop sections that include things like t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, basically broken out by product type, they're encouraging us to create a shop section that is basically like our most popular gift items. And there's a statement in here that I want to call attention to. They actually say, if you want to put an item in more than one shop section, create multiple listings. Now, there are a couple things to think about with that statement, but I want to take away a couple main points here. Number one, Etsy is basically telling us right here, they have no problem with us creating multiple listings for the same product. So if you ever had doubts about Etsy maybe not liking us creating multiple listings for the same product, you can basically forget any concerns you had because they're telling us right here, go ahead and create more than one listing for the same product. But there is something important to keep in mind here because Etsy listings have sort of like a record that they retain. So all of the past purchases, the search history, the conversion rate of when it's shown in search results, how many times it's been clicked and liked, all that information follows the listing. So if you have a product that has been selling really, really well, I don't necessarily think you're going to get a whole bunch more sales by duplicating it or copying it and then placing it in a new section in your shop, because that new listing is not going to have any of that history with it. It's not going to have the click history, the conversions, right? The sales. It certainly doesn't hurt to put it into a shop section for gift items. But my point is, don't expect to double your sales by creating a copy of the listing, because that copy you make won't have the sort of sales record, and it won't necessarily be showing in search results ranking right next to your existing one. There's also a reminder here about creating share and save links for your shop section so that when you're sharing your links on social media or on your own website, you can get the share and save credit so that you're saving some on your Etsy fees. Moving on, we have some tips here about maximizing your listing tags. This is another important one that does apply to us. So they're pointing out here that we want to use all 13 of our tags. Of course, that's not new advice, but they're pointing out using phrases like gift for dog mom, teacher appreciation, gifts under $20. These are things that aren't necessarily always tied to the exact specific niche of the design that you're making. Think about your t-shirt listings. Normally you focus your tags on very specific keywords that are about that niche for that design. But Etsy is also suggesting that we think about keyword phrases that include the word gift or gifts. So think about that when you are running short on tags, especially if you have some items that maybe have been selling as a gift item. If you sell personalized items, those are always popular gifts. So don't forget to use keywords like this. In other words, think about who is this product a good gift for, and then use some of those keywords as your tags. And then there's two more tips here. One is about streamlining your listing titles and remembering to make sure that it is relatively concise, not super lengthy, and don't do what they refer to as keyword stuffing. In other words, don't put like 50 different words in your title separated by commas or dashes or anything like that just to try to get a million keywords in there. Your title should be a sentence that makes sense that also contains important keywords. And then they recommend refreshing your listing descriptions. Make sure that the beginning of your description has relevant keywords, but don't make it just another string of keywords. Actually write a normal description for your listings. There's a section here about photography, and normally we're using mockups for print on demand, so I'm going to skip over this one, but if you order samples of your products and take your own photos, you can definitely read through these photography tips. Under branding and customer service, they mention things like having an about section for your shop, making sure you have clear return policies. Some of these won't be able to apply to us entirely, so they have tips about personalizing your packaging and offering gift wrap, which may or may not be options depending on what print on demand platform you use. The tips here about shipping either don't apply to us or they're things we already do. So things like adding the shipping details, including a zip code, those are required now when you create new shipping profiles. So all of the things they're suggesting here are good general practices or things that we're already doing. And then the last section on tips here is about pricing and basically some tips about how to set your pricing and diversify your price points. Don't offer only expensive or only lower cost products, as well as using your discount tools where you can. So offer coupon codes, things like that. So a lot of these tips really do apply to all sellers, not just sellers of handmade gift items or handmade apparel, things like that. They also apply to us as print-on-demand sellers. Now, there's just a couple other things I want to point out here about keeping gift shopping in mind, besides the tips that Etsy has already offered here. A customer can let Etsy know that the item they're buying is a gift in a couple different ways. The first way is this option right here when a customer is going to check out. There is the checkbox to mark the order as a gift. And this is available to all customers for all shops. This is not something we can turn on or off. This is the customer's way of letting us know they don't want us to include any price information on any packing slips because the item is a gift. This also tells Etsy that the customer is purchasing a gift from your shop, and they can use that data to identify that a particular item in your shop has been bought multiple times as a gift. Now, I am making an assumption here, but I would personally believe that that is feeding into this new AI gift searching tool, because if, let's say you have a listing here and let's say this mug has sold 5,000 times, okay? And let's say that 4,000 of those 5,000 sales were marked as a gift. That tells Etsy this is a very popular gift item. Most of the time, it's selling as a gift. That would be very helpful data for them to be feeding into this new AI tool in terms of recommending items as a gift. If a lot of other people have bought this product as a gift and it happened to match, the other variables in the search, it's probably something Etsy wants to recommend as a gift. With that in mind, though, there's nothing you can do to control this. Like I said, you can't turn this option on or off. It's just always there. And if people are buying an item of yours and checking this box a lot, it can indicate to Etsy that it's a popular gift item. But one other thing you do control that can also possibly give Etsy some more information about the sort of gift status of your products would be gift messages. You do have control over turning gift messages on or off. In your shop dashboard, you would go to Settings and Options. On this page, you have a few different options. Here you also see the option for gift wrapping as well as gift messages. Now, gift wrapping is something you don't want to enable unless you are absolutely certain that it's available to you. And as far as I know, I don't believe there are print-on-demand sellers that offer gift wrapping, but if anybody knows of one, please let me know in the comments. So I would leave gift wrapping disabled unless you absolutely know you'll be able to do gift wrapping, because you do actually set a charge for gift wrapping when you enable it. So you wouldn't want to charge somebody money for gift wrapping and then find out you can't do it. However, gift messages you enable for free, and then the customer can add a gift message when they complete checkout. And the idea is that message then goes on the packing slip. Now, if you use Printful to fulfill all of your print-on-demand orders, good news, Printful has always, as far as I know, offered gift messages on their packing slips. Printful puts a free packing slip in every single package. Now, it's not fancy. It's like a laser paper type receipt almost that goes in there. There's no pricing on it ever, but you can put your logo on it, and there is a space for gift messages. So if you only use Printful, you will always be able to use gift messages for your orders, and you can turn this on and accept gift messages from your customers. And this is potentially another piece of data that Etsy will have to indicate that someone is buying this as a gift and that you offer gift messages. And again, I have no idea if that helps or does anything for this new AI tool and indicating whether your listing is actually a popular gift item, but I don't think that it could hurt. Now, if you don't have Printful, if you use Printify, there are gift messages available on Printify, but they're not available from every single seller. In fact, I will link to this page in the description for anybody that's interested, but they spell out here, orders with gift messages will be routed only to print providers that support this feature. Now, you can filter the catalog by sellers that offer gift messages on their products, so you can see which ones you'll be able to do it with or not. And I also want to point out that on Printify, gift messages are not free. They are a custom branded color card that gets inserted into the package, and it does have a cost. It's 15 cents per gift message or 10 cents if you have Printify Premium. So that's a surcharge that gets added onto every order that has a gift message. Now, if you do enable it, it is automated. So they will detect the gift message from Etsy and automatically put it on this gift message card that you design yourself. So it's actually a pretty nice feature because you can still automate your orders. However, if you have a ton of listings already in your shop and they are not with print providers that offer the gift messages, that would create a bit of an issue because you can't filter the gift messages setting on your Etsy shop to only listings where you know you can get it. So that means if you get an order for a product that there is no print provider that offers a gift message option, then the customer will have given you a gift message and your shop is set up to accept them, but you won't be able to do it. So if you use Printify, I would personally only enable gift messages if you know all of your listings are going to be able to have that gift message. And if you don't use Printify or Printful, I would recommend just looking up in the seller help section of the print-on-demand site that you use and search for gift messages and see if there is any information about it. And if you don't find anything, you can always reach out to their support to ask if they offer any type of gift message automation. So that'll do it for this video. Let me know what you think of this new gift mode feature that Etsy is releasing. And also let me know if you have any other tips that we didn't cover in this video that might help your listings get identified as popular gift items. Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up if the video was helpful for you. And don't forget to subscribe to the POD Insights channel. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.